This is Rosie. I'm going to get on and work her. When she came in, she was very, very front end heavy. Head was up really high, pushing with her front legs really bad. And I've been spending a lot of time trying to get that better. And it has improved a lot, a whole lot. But it's still affecting her transitions into the lope. When I ask her to lope, she gets stiff and gets worried. So I'm going to practice that, and we're going to talk about what I'm doing. And you'll see why horses that are so front end heavy are such a lot of work. Oh, we ain't going to start this. To get them to relax and round up and carry their bodies correctly. I'm going to start by walking a couple of circles. It's a Monday morning, and it was a pretty cool morning. We were in the 40s this morning, so they're all been a little bit fresh today. But we're getting on up close to noon now, and not near as cool as it was. I think our high is supposed to be mid-60s today, which is perfect. Lows in the 40s, highs in the 60s. That is our typical summer weather, or winter weather rather. Typical winter weather. Really nice weather for riding and training horses. So I walked a couple left circles. You saw there was a couple small ones, and then I let her go out a little bit bigger. Now let's ask for right circles. See how she's kind of pushing on my right hand. Not giving her head to me as nice as I would like. Even though she's breaking at the pole, she's not bending very nice. So I'm gonna add a little bit of right leg. Ask the shoulder to go over a little bit. See how instead of going over, she wants to go behind. There we go. Instead of bending over, she wants to go behind vertical. That's why it's so important to use your legs to bend that horse's middle, to bend their body and put their body in the place where it needs to be. There, much better. When you put the body in the position that it needs to be in, everything else starts to fall in place. I see a lot of people spending a lot of time working the face, and they never work the body. And if you get the body right, the face is going to take care of itself. And that looks like a lot of what she's had done with her. I talked more in depth about that in her earlier videos. Let's ask for a transition to trot. See, now that wasn't bad. I think her face has been worked a lot because she'll get behind vertical really easy and brace with her shoulder. Once a horse learns to do that, it's really hard to fix it. And that's one of the strikeout on the lope. Actually pretty decent. This is one of them things that I've spent a lot of time working on getting her body correct. And when she's correct, it should be easier for her. See how she's all awkward? She's wanting to get her head up really high and stiff and don't know what to do with her body. And mechanically what happens, their head is really high, the back is really low, all heavy on the front end. And often what will end up happening is they end up with a little bit of a buck to get their shoulders up so that it can travel and the back end can go forward. That's why the transitions are really important to work. As long as she keeps her pole soft, we'll stay loping. Right there, she got a little bit behind vertical. When she did, I felt her shoulders get stiff. I gave a little squeeze with my calves and drove her forward. If you notice, really about all I'm doing with my hands is pointing her nose a little bit. Not doing a whole lot. I do have a curved bit on her, my low port grazing bit that you see me use a lot. The reason for that bit is because that helps get her body in the position to lift her shoulders. A lot of people comment, well, you're just using a heavier bit to control the horse. It's not a matter of controlling the stop. It's a matter of setting the horse's body up in a position so that it can do what I'm asking it to do. Setting it up for success, just like you set any other horse up for success. Right there, that stride got big because she lost her balance. Now let's transition down to a trot. See her head get up and get resistant. Keep going in a trot. Keep going in a trot. I'm bumping with my legs. She's just kind of bowing up. Now let's ask for a walk. Good girl. She needs lots and lots of transitions. Just as much or more so the transition than the actual lope. I get quite a few horses in that buck when they lope off. And sometimes they'll buck when they lope off because they just don't want to lope. Throwing a little temper tantrum because they don't want to work that hard. But often they're bucking because what we're asking them to do is hard because their body is not set up in the correct position to do the thing that you're asking them to do, which would be to transition into lope. So by working her body position, asking her back to round and her shoulders to come up, that's what I'm doing. Now let's ask for some right lead and see what we get. It's taken a long time. Yeah, I'm trying to drive her forward with my seat. Feels like a buck almost. I know it's not. Now it got better. Every time that head comes up and gets stiff, it's gonna feel big like a buck. When the head relaxes, it gets smoother and gets better. Now let's see if we can transition to a trot. I'm just gonna relax. That was a lot better. A little bit of leg, keep her going forward. And walk. Good girl. A little bit better to the right. Oh, got to keep walking forward. See how she stopped and kind of pivoted? Her front end got stiff. Back end went around. That's all that same resistance in the front end. That's why it's important that I use my legs. Keep driving her forward. Somebody has worked this a lot with their hands, and they've just made this problem worse. Have to work it with legs. You have to pick the body up. Get the body in the correct position to do the thing that we're asking the horse to do. And that doesn't matter if it's just cantering, trail riding, ranch trail, it doesn't matter. You always want to set your horse up for success. Oh, I was just about to quit. Now she's resistant to my left rein. Let's go forward. No matter what you're doing, you always want to set your horse up for success. Let's walk forward again. One of the workers walked by over there and she was watching them and got a little worried, I believe. Let's walk another circle. So it's consistency, over and over, because basically what I'm doing is I'm asking her body to be used different than what she's used to. You can see right here, she's heavy on her front end up watching, got somebody working on some panels out there. Really heavy on the front end watching that. And she's not the kind of horse that's going to engage the back end and roll around in the front and spook out this way. That's not how she works because her body's on the front. She's going to pull herself out of it with the front end. Back end's going to travel behind. To her, she always feels unbalanced because the back end feels like it's not keeping up with the front end. It's because the muscles haven't developed or haven't been developed in her back and her back end for her to feel that way. And that's what I've been working on, lifting the shoulders, rounding the back, engaging the back end. So this is Rosie. I'll have a playlist somewhere here to her videos on YouTube. Until next time, thank you for watching.